Today we wanted to talk about strategies for effective communication as a successful real estate agent professional.
Now we're talking about if you want to grow your business, right? You want to make sure that the key to our business is people to people, right? And people working with people. And if by doing these communication correctly, we're engaging with our clients correctly, and we are actively building a strong foundation and a strong relationship.
Exactly. Therefore, to basically help this communication, we need to understand our client. And the first thing that is important is really active listening. Is not just listening, but understanding what they are coming from, what they mean by the needs that they have, and how basically those needs is going to fit what they want.
Now, when we're doing this, I'm going to give you three little things to make sure you're doing, and then a little bit of insight of how this works, at least with me. Yeah. Now, number one is going to be being present. You want to make sure that you're maintaining eye contact, you're nodding, but you're really kind of focusing in on what they are saying, and you're not thinking about anything else other than what they are saying. What's the second thing?
The second technique that you can use is a paraphrasing. Basically, when they say, I want 3-bedroom, 2 baths in this area with the fenced backyard, you repeat back that exactly what they said, and make sure that you're confirming this is exactly what they want.
And then the next thing we're going to do is ask questions with that, because if they're giving you a lot of unsure of what they want, and then they're kind of saying what they want, and they're being a little when we ask more questions, we can dig deeper into what they're doing. Now, for instance, I'm going to give an example with this. One of our clients, they were really talking about their college daughter and how their college kid was going to move back home after college, and they needed to have space for the young adult and then space for them. So by understanding that they were talking about having kind of a little apartment within an apartment and how that might work in a home, we would talk about homes that kind of are more split. That way there's one side and then the other. But by asking questions and really understanding that this was really a main concern, it wasn't just 3-bedroom, 2 bath, it was for the daughter to have her space within this house, then I understood, okay, we're talking about split levels to where this might have a little apartment feel to it for her, and then also the rest of the house for you as well.
Before we jump to the next title, let's do an introduction.
Let's hit it.
Hi, this is Alan Victoria. Welcome to our channel. Please go to theagentwolves.com and grab all of our giveaway.
Also, we are part of the Wolf Pack, so you would get our entire upline if you choose to join us. And we do hope you want to join us at EXP, so we would love to be your sponsor.
And also, please go grab an appointment with us and schedule a phone call. Now, after the active listening, we wanted to talk about the second thing that is super important, and that is verbal sorry for my voice, verbal communication. And the first thing, the key for that is clarity. Therefore, when we are clear and concise, exactly is the key to communicate very effectively. And one of the things that is also important, and I saw myself in many real estate agents, avoiding the jargon. No, some of the things that is super familiar for you because you're using it daily, not maybe makes sense for the buyer that you're working with, and they might not be familiar. Therefore, we wanted to make sure that we don't use all the time those jargons.
The next thing is nonverbal communication, which is also important. So your facial expressions, at least mine, because I do not have a poker face, really do matter. So if I seen a broken something or other, my eyes are going to open because I'm like, oh my God, this is broken. What do we do? So, you can just read my face. So I have to maintain professional mode. So we want to make sure I'm keeping eye contact with my clients, showing that I am sincere and then confident. And of course, if there's a big gaping hole in the window, then of course we're all going to talk about that window.
Exactly. Therefore, after active listening, verbal communication, the third things we wanted to talk about, body language.
I did this. I did eye contact, and now we're talking about posture, making sure that you're standing correctly, you're not slouching. We are staying alert. And then also the last thing is, of course, using our gestures, which is our movement, sparingly, because if I'm moving around too much, you're noticing my hands going in a ball rather than listening to my words. So therefore, my words really do matter sometimes, so I shouldn't be throwing the ball in the air. I should be talking, and then you should be listening and I'm not distracting you with other things that I'm doing.
Exactly. Number 4 that is super, super important, not only for real estate, but also in our personal life, is positive atmosphere. And one of the things that is important, even relationship between me and my wife, is the empathy. No, this empathy is understanding and sharing the feelings of another, which is super essential for the relationship that you're building with your client and gives you a deeper relationship with them. And understanding their frustration, of their stress, or they put up lots of offers for many houses and they didn't win. This is all acknowledging them without judging them. It helps with that communication and relationship.
The next thing we're going to talk about is rapport. Clients stay to people they really kind of feel connected with. So when you have common interests, it can break barriers. It can be as simple as a hobby. It can be something about some sort of mutual connection that you might have with each other, but it makes the whole thing more personable. When I can talk about X-Men with anybody, I'm always having fun because not everybody wants to talk about the X-Men.
Exactly. The next one that also is important, feedback. Feedback actually is a gift and always is important. When you see even the house with the client, ask for the feedback, what they have for the owner or the real estate agent seller that they wanted to share. And I definitely wanted to mention that I was guiding a couple last night to help them, and definitely I was amazed because you as a real estate agent, you have another view of the property versus the home buyers, and your feedback is not going to be completely sometimes different from them. Therefore, it's super important to ask their opinion, and exactly that you can, after receiving that feedback, also you can give it to the owner that what this buyer think about that property.
Also, the whole thing is really about being diplomatic, right? So when someone's giving you feedback, diplomacy really does matter. Real estate agents really do have a lot of tact, which we should when we're giving feedback. Also can be constructive. We always want to have a positive atmosphere to where everybody is growing together. Now let's talk about just being authentic and being our true selves.
Exactly. And the key term is leadership, Todd. And therefore, this is important when you are using this kind of information to transfer to your client. And this one, it helps you to make an informed decision.
Which means you have to be giving information, you have to be giving articles, you have to be sharing your knowledge.
Exactly.
Things that are going to help. Next thing is personalization. Clients really do appreciate and understand when you call them by their name, when you remember what you've seen with them, and really, if you're going on a trip, if they've gone on a trip, you ask them about that trip, and it's really going to lead to a longer term communication, because communication really does matter.
Exactly. And then the next thing that is super important, the follow-up or stay in touch. Definitely, this is super important for any kind of business. When you wanted to help people, definitely follow up. Many actually clients appreciate that. When you are proactive, you may connect with them, you understand their needs, and then you give them the feedback, any market change, or if the house that they want in the area that they want came to market and you can talk to them. This is super important and keeps them always informed and have this open connection.
And the last thing we're going to talk about is an ongoing relationship. So once somebody's bought a house, that is not the end of the line. You do not just forget about the person, move on next. That's not how it works. As in, either way, you're talking about general interest in other people, communication, being an active listener, communicating. All of these personal touches are going to make a new friendship at the end of the day. It might be a business friendship. You're going to find people you connect with and keep the people you connect with the most.
Exactly. And then just wanted at the end of this video, say go to agentwolf.com, pro-roll, and also grab an appointment in calendar with Alan Victoria Pinder, real estate agent professional. We'd love to be your sponsor at eXp Realty, and also watch this video. We're going to connect with you next time.